In the previous class, we have solved the problems on design of sewer in under the flowing under the full and partial full condition. In today's class also, we are going to solve the problems on design of sewer, which is flowing under the different conditions. Okay, let us solve the problem. Find the minimum velocity and the gradient required to transport the coarse sand through a sewer of 60 centimeter dia. That is a sewer size they have given, that is a 60 centimeter, with the sand particles of 1 mm in diameter. That is the sand particles size is 1 mm in diameter, and the specific gravity is 2.66. Okay, now assume beta is equal to 0.06 and f is equal to, that is the friction factor, that is 0.02, and assume the sewer to flow under half full condition. Take n is equal to 0.02. Now in this problem they have asked you to determine the velocity and the gradient, that is v and s we need to determine. The velocity and the slope we need to determine for the given condition. Now as you know, the minimum velocity of the flow is given by in the sedimentation we have studied this. It is given by whole square root, it is whole root, it is 8 beta divided by f square root, it is 8 beta divided by f into gs minus 1 into g into ds, where g is specific gravity, g is capital G is specific gravity, and small g is acceleration due to gravity. Okay, now here as we are going to utilize the ultimate velocity in terms of meter per second, so we need to convert the diameter of the sewer, right? We need to diameter of the sewer as well as the specific gravity of the diameter of the sand particles, we need to convert it into meter. So we have done here, we have converted here the 1 mm dia into the into meter, we have converted it. Okay, now we have substituted 8 into beta value is 0.06 divided by f is 0.02 and g is 2.66 minus 1 into g into ds. G is 9.81 into diameter of the sand particles is 0.001. So if we simplify it, we are going to get it as the 0.625 meter per second. So we have determined the velocity. Now the diameter of the sewer line, it is, if we convert it into meter, it will become d is equal to 0.6 meter. Okay, now the sewer is running under the half full condition, that means small d to the capital D, it is going to become 0.5 meter, right? So what is the relation now? D is equal to 0.5 capital D. So it is 0.5 into what is the diameter of the sewer, it is 0.6. So we are going to get it as the small d value, that is the small diameter value, we are going to get it as 0.3, and theta as it is flowing under half full condition, right? Now this is your theta is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, now again area of a sewer which is going to flow under partial full condition, half full condition, pi by 4 into d square, that is a full area. If we divided it by 2, then we are going to get half area. So it is pi by 8 into d square. Say if it is flowing partially full, we will be using the smaller alphabets a, p, we are going to use it smaller. So pi by 8 into d square. Now perimeter, pi d into theta divided by 360. Okay, theta as it is 180 and 360. So as it is going to flow under half full condition, theta will become 180. So it is pi d divided by 2. Okay, now r is equal to a by p. Now a is pi by 8 into d square, right, divided by p is perimeter is pi d by 2. Okay, so d by 4, it is d we have already calculated, it is 0.6, and then point divided by 4. So we are going to get r is equal to 0.125. Okay, r is equal to hydraulic mean depth, we are going to get it as 0.125. Now v is equal to, right, now as we want s, right, we want slope. Now slope is v is equal to 1 divided by n, r raised to 2 by 3, s raised to 1 by 2. Now we want this s, everything is given, 0.625 we have already determined it, n 0.012, r is equal to 0.125, s we don't know it, we need to determine it. So if we simplify this, right, we are going to get slope as 1 in 1111. So this is how we have determined the velocity and we have determined the slope. Now we are going to solve one more problem, right? In this problem is having regarding the rectangular sieve. Now calculate the velocity and a discharge through a rectangular concrete lined with the smooth channel which is going to have 2 meter wide and 1 meter depth. That is, the rectangular channel is having how much depth? 2 meter by 1 meter. So 2 meter wide and 1 meter depth, which is having the slope of 1 in 200, which is going to have the slope, that is 1 in 200 the slope it is going to have. Now when it is running completely full, right, when this sieve is going to run completely full, right, now completely full, use the Basins coefficient in the Cheggy's formula. So Basins coefficient they have given it. Okay, now we have to use the Basins formula in the Cheggy's formula we need to use, and we need to determine the velocity v and the discharge q. Velocity v and the discharge q has to be determined by using the following condition. Now area is equal to, that is breadth into depth here. Okay, breadth is 2 meter and depth is 1 meter. So 2 meter into 1 meter, it is 2 meter square. Now when the sieve is running full, when it is going to run full, right, now the wetted perimeter, it is going to cover the entire area, that is the both the perimeters will be completely wetted. So here 2 times the width and 1 times the depth. Again here it is going to be have the 2 part, because if it is going to be half, then we would have taken it as only 2 and 1, but here it is two sides, right, it is going to have 2 sides, right, 2 meter depth here also, width here also, depth here also. So it is completely from 2 sides. So perimeter is 2 plus 1 into 2, because this it is going to cover the entire area. So 2 times the width bottom and the top, and here also. So it is 2 times the width, 2 times the perimeter. So it is 2 into 2 plus 1, it is equal to 6 meter. Now r is equal to a by p. A we have already determined it, that is 2 meters, and p we have determined it as 6 meters. So if we simplify it, we are going to get it as 0.33. Now we need to find out the coefficient. Okay, the basis coefficient we need to find it out, how much we are going to get it. So what is the formula? 157.6 divided by 1.81 divided into plus k by r. Now k value is how much? K value is 0.3. Now r value is how much? R value they have given it as, we have calculated it as 0.33. So we have just simplified it and we have got c value as 67.5. So v is equal to 67.5 into square root r value how much? R, that is hydraulic mean depth, we have got it as 0.33, right? And guess we have determined, it has been given as 1 in 200. So v, velocity v, we have got it as 2.762 meter per second. Now q is equal to av. Now q, area is how much? Area is 2 meter, and velocity is, we have calculated it as 2.762. So we have determined the velocity as 5.523 qmax. So here again you can see, wherever it is flowing full, we are going to use the capital notations, and wherever it is going to run under half full condition, we are going to use the smaller notations. Now again we will see one more problem, similar problem on this, right? Now in this problem, for a circular sieve and a rectangular sieve be hydraulically equivalent, right? They are hydraulically equivalent, right? To become a hydraulically equivalent, find the relation between the depth of the rectangular sieve and the diameter of the circular sieve. Take the width of the rectangular sieve as 1.5 times the depth. Okay, the width of the rectangular sieve is 1.5 times the depth, and assume the 3 sides of a rectangular sieve are wetted. 3 sides of a rectangular sieve are wetted. We need to determine it. Now we need to find what? We need to find the relation between them, between the rectangular sieve and the hydraulically sieve. Okay, depth of the rectangular sieve we need to find out, and the diameter of the circular sieve relation we need to find it out. Now here, as we know, the breadth is 1.5 times the width. Now area is nothing but the breadth into depth. So as b is 1.5 over here, we are going to substitute, we are going to get area as 1.5 times diameter. Now perimeter, here 1 meter, here 1 meter and 1.5 meter. So D 1.5 D and D, we are going to add it. We have got it as 3.5 D. Now hydraulic mean depth is given by R is equal to A by P. So A is how much? 1.5 D square divided by P is how much? It is 3.5 D. So we have got it as hydraulic mean depth as 0.4286 for a rectangular section. Now whatever we are calculations we are going to do, it is for a rectangular section. Now Q is equal to AV. Now we need Q is equal to AV. In this A we already know it, V 1.5 D square. Now what is V? V is nothing but Manning's formula, 1 divided by N into R raised to 2 by 3 S raised to 1 by 2. So we have substituted the value of R, and then we have got this particular equation for a rectangular section. Okay, rectangular section, Q is equal to discharge is equal to 0.8527 D raised to 2 by 3, 8 by 3. Right, 8 by 3. Why it is 8 by 3? Because we have used the method of indices. 2 here, D power 2 and 2 by 3. So it will become 3. So totally it has become 8 by 3. 2 by 3 plus 2 and then by 3. So it is 8 by 3. Okay. Now next is we need to establish relation for circular section. Now for a circular section, as it is going to flow under a full condition, A is equal to pi by 4 into D square, R is equal to D by A by P, that is D by 4, right? R is equal to D by 4. Then Q is equal to AV, right? We have substituted it, and then we have substituted the value of R is equal to A by P, that is D by 4 into raised to 2 by 3. Area is pi by 4 into D square. Then we have got the relation again 0.3117, that is discharge is equal to 0.3117 D raised to 8 by 3, small d raised to 8 by 3 and S raised to 1 by 2 divided by N. Now both the sievers are having the N and S values are same, so it has to be cancelled. So we are going to equate each other, right? 0.8527, this S by N 1 by 2n is going to get cancelled. Then we are going to simplify it. After simplifying it, we are going to get capital D to small d, we are going to get it as 0.3655. Then d by d, if we simplify it further, we are going to get it as, right, we are going to get it as 0.66856. Okay. So d is equal to, capital D is equal to, that is the depth of a rectangular section. Okay, the depth of a it is going to be relation, it will become is equal to, the depth of the rectangular section will become equal to 0.6856 times the diameter of a circular section. So this is how we have solved the problem. Now again we are going to solve two more problems on this. So here in this particular problem, they have asked to calculate the diameter and the discharge. Small d and q again we need to calculate of a circular sewer which is laid under the slope of 1 in 500. The circular sewer, it is going to laid at the slope of 1 in 500 when it is going to run full, right? And with the velocity equal to, with the velocity equal to velocity of 2 meter per second, take n is equal to 0.012. Sorry, it is running half full condition, right? It is going to run under half full condition. Here by mistake I have written it is under full condition, it is a half full condition. Okay. Now when the sewer is going to run half full, now what is the relation between small d to the capital D? It is 0.5. So d will become, small d will become equal to 0.5 times the larger d, and the theta is equal to 180 degrees. Now area, as it is going to flow under half full condition, right, half the times pi by 4 into d square. So a will become pi by 8 into d square. Then p will become is equal to pi d by 2. Then r will become is equal to, all these things I have already shown to you, right? R is equal to d by 4. Now if we are going to apply the velocity v is equal to 1 by n, r raised to 2 by 3, s raised to 1 by 2. Okay. R is equal to d by 4, s raised to 1, s is equal to 1 by 500 raised to 1 by 2. So D, if we simplify it, we are going to get it as 1.573. Now diameter we have got, our first problem has been solved, right? And Q is equal to AV. So Q is equal to AV is pi by 8 into D square. Pi by 8 into D square, D is 1.573 into velocity V is 2. Okay, so we have 2 into pi by 8 into 1.573 square, we are going to get it as 1.942 is the discharge. Now again we are going to solve one more problem on the determine the size of a circular sieve for a discharge, right, for a discharge of 500 liter per second running under half full condition. Again, it is when it is running half full, theta is equal to 180 degrees, A will become equal to pi by 8 into D square, right, P will become equal to pi D by 2, and again R will become equal to D by 4. Now Q is equal to pi by 8. Discharge they have given it as 0.500 liter per second, and they have given the slope value 0.0001 and n value they have given 0.015. So we are going to substitute pi by 8 into D square, okay, into 1 by 0.015, that is Q is equal to AV. A value we have substituted it, and V is 1 divided by 0.015, right, 1 by n, that is n value, and R value is D by 4 raised to 2 by 3, S is 0.0001 raised to 1 by 2. So D value, we are, after simplifying it, we are going to get it as 1.8 meter. Okay, so these are the different problems were there on the design of a sieve. Now in the module 2, we have actually finished the design of sieve, hydraulic formula for velocity, right, then effects of variation on velocity, regime velocity, design of hydraulic element of a circular sieve flowing under full flow and partial full flow condition. We have solved it. Now we have finished the half part of module 1. Now we need to continue with the another half part of module 2, that is we are going to discuss regarding the disposal of effluents by self purification phenomena, oxygen sac, zones of pollution purification, then sewage farming, sewage sickness, and then numerical problems on the Streeter-Phelps equation and disposal of effluent, that we are going to solve in the next class. Okay, so this is what we have discussed in the half part of module 2. The half part of module 2 is already finished. We need to see with the another half part of module 2, that we are going to discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.